New reports are coming out showing just how vulnerable voting systems and electronic voting machines are in the United States, with only a few weeks left until the midterm elections. Some of the latest reports have actually been put together by hackers here in the United States. Now, if you'll recall, back in August, we talked about the fact that there was a hacking convention where they actually brought in children, below the age of teenagers, and presented them with exact replicas of state voting systems. And 11-year-old kids were able to get into these systems, change voting totals, change voting rolls, expunge people's names, add people's names, change the total tallies of how many votes each candidate got, and get out of the system in under 10 minutes without ever being detected. All right? Our voting systems here in the United States are so vulnerable that even a child can hack into them without being detected. And these new reports coming out from hacking organizations are telling us that it's actually much, much worse than that. Voting systems used in 23 different states here in the U.S. have fatal flaws in them that allow these types of hacks to take place. And it doesn't have to be coming from a foreign superpower trying to influence our election. It could be the person down the street. It could be the next door neighbor. It could be the guy in the cubicle at the office next to you. That's how easy it is. It doesn't take some kind of master hacker to be able to get in there and change our entire electoral process. And the problem with these reports, other than the fact that they've been coming out for some time and Republicans refuse to do anything about it, is that the hackers say, we alerted you of these flaws more than a decade ago, and you didn't do anything about it. Those flaws are literally still there. So if somebody who knew how to hack into a voting machine in 2008 were to come along today, they would still be able to hack into those voting machines the exact same way they did back then, because nothing changed. I mean, hell, we got to the point more than a decade ago where even Good Morning America brought in a hacker to show them how easy it was to hack into these voting machines. So you can't even say that the mainstream news and entertainment programs didn't talk about this, because they did. We have a lot of great journalists, investigative journalists here in the United States that have been warning us of these problems for well over a decade. And now, at least for a decade, hackers have been telling us the same thing. The only question is, how much longer are we going to ignore their advice and ignore their warnings? How many elections have to be screwed up or hacked into or invalidated before we finally start to understand that these electronic voting machines are a big, big problem? You know what makes it even worse? The fact that some of these companies, specifically ES&S, which is one of the worst companies out there along with Diebold, they said that we need to stop talking about these kinds of things because it's just going to embolden hackers around the world to interfere with our elections. Now, you know what you need to do, ES&S? You need to pay attention to these reports instead of trying to shut them up, because they're the ones telling you and your company that you've screwed up, and you, companies like ES&S, are the ones putting our entire country at risk.